Are webinars dead? Do you still need to have a webinar in your business, and does it actually benefit you today, in our world today? Well, this is exactly what we're exploring in our video today, so let's get started. Hi there, I'm Yulia Tarbath, and I help health and wellness coaches build their thriving businesses online and start attracting 3 to 5 or more high-ticket clients every single month so that they can grow to a successful 6-figure level. So today I wanted to talk about the webinars, and there are so many things circulating about the webinars and so many things that you hear in the marketing world. And let me know in the comment section, have you ever heard that, oh, you know what, the webinars are dead, that's not the right strategy? And something that I wanted to talk about first is that there will always be people who will say that something is dead because they need to sell you something else. Yeah, so I've heard it so many times that the email list is dead, Facebook is dead, that like all the like blogging is dead, that now webinars are dead, Facebook ads are dead, and they're constantly telling you that because they will say, well, here is, it's like a dying thing, you can't make it work, and I've got a better solution. So that's really how marketing works, right? This doesn't work, I've got a better plan, and it's not bad, it's not a bad thing, but I wanted to tell you about webinars from the perspective of our own health and nutrition business that we've been leading for over 9 years together with my husband. So because I am a health coach myself as well, and when I work with health coaches and I help health coaches, we've got our own health coaching practices. What I teach is what's working today, what's working now, and what's helping you grow. We started using webinars for our business probably a good 5 or 6 years ago, so it's been a while. And when we first started using webinars, we didn't have a strategy to track, to really understand how to first build it. We didn't have a clear message back then. We didn't have a clear brand strategy back then. And a lot of it was really just guesswork, right? So just doing the things that we felt were right, but not necessarily the right things strategically. So something that you also need to understand is that in your business, if you don't know the things that you don't know. Yes, you don't know the things that you don't know. So if you feel that, okay, so I'll just start blogging and I'll start doing Instagram, you might not know the fact that, well, there is a better way, or that's not the right strategy, or maybe your niche is incorrect, or maybe the message that you're communicating with your audience is incorrect. And there's like so many things, and unless you know these things, you cannot see them. So you cannot see your own blind spots. And that's how things were flowing for us as well. And while we were doing webinars, and I think they probably brought some results, they were not something that we understood that well. So then we invested over like 10,000 into a program that helped us build a high-ticket program and a high-ticket webinar and start doing that. And we tested it and we made tweaks to it. And now we've been running webinar to a call strategy. So you're doing a webinar and you book a call at the end. So you're not actually selling a program, you book a call, because on a call you are enrolling people into your high-ticket program. With webinars, one thing that you need to understand is that they still work. They absolutely work, and that they're still probably, from my understanding, from my experience, is the best tool to help you bring in more serious pre-qualified people. And the other day someone reached out to me on Instagram, and like a marketing expert, and we started chatting, and I asked him, well, do you have a webinar so I can watch and learn more about what you're doing and just get that feeling of their approach and their energy and their strategy and the results that they've created, to see if it's something that is right for me. And he said, well, no, not yet, we're still in the process of putting it together, and that's it. I wanted to see a webinar, he didn't have a webinar, and it's the webinar that can help you really connect with your audience within a very short space of time. So imagine that if you are having new people come into you, new people coming into your business, and they need the best and the most direct way of discovering what your system is all about, the webinar is simply the best way. is simply the best way to build that connection with your audience. And regardless what other strategies you are following in your business, whether it's Instagram you're focusing on, or Facebook, or ads, or like whatever other strategy that you're focusing on, I still find that the webinar is still the best way. So driving traffic to your webinar and using your webinar in a very strategic way, where you're, before your clients become your clients, they need to watch your webinar, for example, and they need to understand your system. You need to build that connection with them. So it's a very, very incredible tool that you should definitely have in your business. But I'm not saying that this is the only way, this is the only tool, this is the only strategy for you to focus on. Of course, you should also have other strategies in place. And you understand all these things, how to create a webinar that keeps your audience, tropics. One thing about the tropics, a mosquito. So a webinar that keeps your audience glued to your content, to what you're sharing, to the value that you are providing, to making them fall in love with you, with your energy, and with passion that you have, and with the results that you've created for yourself and for other people, and the unique approach that you have. That can have just such an incredible outcome on your business and on your profits as well, because you will get different type of clients on the phone call. And just to give you an example of one of my clients, Beata. So she created a funnel. First, I work with coaches to create a simpler funnel, and then we build a webinar. So she created a funnel, and at the time she didn't have a webinar. She was still working on creating a webinar. She was getting people into her program and booking calls, but not as many people were committing to her program, paying in full, and like, I'm ready to dive in. Let's do this. When she introduced the webinar, the difference was night and day. The difference that she saw such an increase in income, in amounts of clients who were saying yes, in amounts of clients who were more connected to her message and to her values and to her strategy and so forth, and jumping inside her program. So isn't that a big win? Imagine that your webinar is bringing you extra 3 high-end clients at $3,000. So that's extra $9,000 that you are generating in your business, extra $100,000, over $100,000 a year, right? That you are generating with your practice, just because you've got a webinar in place. And it is a powerful tool. So if you don't have it in your practice yet, absolutely create a webinar and absolutely work on it. But in order for you to create a webinar, you have to have your foundation right. So you have to have your niche and your message and your authority and your results and your unique approach, and you have to put it all together into a very powerful presentation. So a question for you: do you have a webinar? Are you using a webinar in your business? Put 1 in the comments if you're using it, or 2 in the comments if you're not using it yet and perhaps working on adding it to your practice. And if you would like help with creating your webinar and with attracting beautiful high-paying clients to your coaching practice and really reviewing your whole strategy, let's jump together on a free wellness business audit call. I would love to have a look at what you're doing, at how it's all working together, and where improvements can be made in your business. So I'll review it all, I'll give you feedback, and then if you feel like you want to take that next step and get help, then we can talk about that as well. But at the same time, this call is all about value. So if you are interested, send me a direct message with the words "get going," and then we can jump on the call together, or put me in the comment section, and then I can get in touch and talk to you. Thank you so much for joining me for this video, and I look forward to seeing you in my next one. Have a good day. Ciao for now.